Rick, I have a very, very important question for you. I don't know if you've spent much time lately thinking about this, but this might change everything. But it's important, and I think we deserve to give it some airtime to talk about. Are you familiar, Rick, with the song by Young MC called "Bust a Move"?
Yeah, I am.
From the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay. In the final verse of the song, Rick, the lyrics go like this. Your best friend Harry has a brother Larry. In 5 days from now, he's gonna marry. He's hoping you can make it there if you can, 'cause in the ceremony, you'll be the best man. That's the final verse. Final
Okay.
verse. Rick, here's my question for you. Why does Harry have a brother named Larry who wants you to be the best man instead of his brother?
I don't know. Is there an answer, or is this just a deep thought?
It's a deep thought because I never contemplated it before, and it turns out there is an entire Reddit forum that goes down the rabbit hole exploring this, because you would assume that someone named Larry, whose brother's name is Harry, right? Rhyming names.
Yeah.
They might be twins for all we know.
Yeah.
Think about this. Your best friend, Rick, is Harry, right? Harry's your best friend.
Gotcha.
But his brother Larry has asked you to be the best man in his wedding. Doesn't this seem weird?
Yeah, a little bit.
Right? Like, your best friend's not Larry. Your best friend is Harry.
Yeah.
So question one, why is Harry not Larry's best man? And why are you best friends with Harry, but Larry is asking you to be his best man at the wedding?
Don't know. That's a fascinating question. Nick, what does Busta Rhymes have to say about this?
I don't know that Busta Rhymes has ever commented publicly. He's definitely not in the Reddit forum.
Okay.
Young MC, the original recorder of this song, I don't think has spoken publicly on the topic either.
Oh, okay.
I guess if we're really looking at this from a historical point of view, Young MC recorded the song, so therefore he was the one who was asked to be the best man. I'm sure he would have the answer to this question.
That's what I meant to ask. What did Young MC say about this? Yeah.
I like Busta Rhymes is he's higher than everybody almost. So I figured you were like he would be the adjudicator. No,
sorry, I don't know why my brain went there. No, what does so Young MC? We don't know that he has given an answer to this.
No. Now, one of my original thoughts to this question was maybe Harry, who was our best friend, maybe he got sick and he couldn't attend the wedding, right?
Okay.
So I pulled up the music video and I carefully screened the video footage of the wedding, and it was inconclusive. You're able to identify Larry pretty easily, and then you're able to identify the character who is supposed to be, I guess, Young MC, I guess the best man, because he is macking on one of the bridesmaids. Like, that's where it goes eventually. But it didn't appear that there were no memorials to Harry. There was no one in a wheelchair. There was nothing that seemed to indicate something bad had happened to Harry. Which then begs the question, Rick, if they're having some type of brother fight, right? Do we want to be in the middle of that? Are we going to accept being the best man almost as like a token prize because the two of them are having beef? It just seems, I don't know, the whole thing seems just messy to me. Icky. It feels icky.
It feels like a riddle. It feels like one of those things that you should ask yes or no questions and you get 5 minutes to get to the answer. That's what it feels like to me.
I hadn't considered that.
Yeah.
But, or perhaps we should go to artificial intelligence to ask
for
the answer to some of that.
That's a great idea.
It's interesting because in the Reddit forum where this is heavily discussed, that verse focuses so heavily on the main character, young MC, or us, if we put ourselves in the shoes of the main character, trying to get with the bridesmaid. You know what I mean? Like the whole song is essentially about, working your magic, your mojo to get a woman, that you forget very quickly the Harry Larry dilemma. You know what I mean? Like you don't even really reflect on it because the bridemaid looks at you and thinks you're winking at her, and she thinks you're cute, so she winks back, and then you're feeling really fine. And then, end of the song. But I think we really got to give some thought to Harry and Larry at some point.
Yeah. Be nice if young MC could shed some light on this.
I wonder what young MC's doing. You think we could get him on the show to talk about it?
Maybe. I haven't seen from him lately, so maybe he'd be glad for some exposure. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I wonder how busy he is. Well, we'll have to do a follow-up on Young MC and see if we can get Young MC to come on the show. So if anyone out there has a lifeline to Young MC, let him know we want to talk about the Harry and the Larry controversy currently swirling around, maybe just in my head, but now in some of our listeners' heads as well, perhaps.
I think I need a visual of this, to connect the people and see, because it's hard for me to track it verbally.
I really thought watching the video would help.
Yeah, no,
it is complicated. Yeah, the video doesn't help. I really thought that the visual prompting might work, but no, it didn't. Yeah. Well, Rick, would you like to introduce this week's Rose and Thorn as we are entering season 2 of the podcast?
Enter season 2, and of course, while our listeners may be kind of listening at any point in time over the next 2,000 years, we are just heading into, right? We're just into just a week or so, 2 weeks almost, into 2024. And so our Rose and a Thorn is our kind of futuristic thinking of our Rose and a Thorn, or anticipating this year, 2024. What's your rose? What's your thorn? We're very open-ended. It's not in regards to music or TV shows or movies or just life. It's just a life 2024 Rose and Thorn. Although, Nick, maybe we ought to come back and do kind of a that makes me think now. Maybe we ought to come back and do a movies, because there's lots of kind of trailers coming out now. I'm like, ooh, yeah, that could be on this list, but I don't know that I'm prepared to fully go there right now. So at any rate, do you want to get us started on a Rose and a Thorn for 2024?
Sure. I mean, I guess you got to go with the obvious one, which is the Rick and Nick's excellent adventure out west coming this summer, where we will be traveling to a variety of amazing locales, including Indianapolis, Wisconsin Dells, the Waterpark capital of the world, which also has the Witch's Glen Canyon, House in the Rock, 2 hours north of Wisconsin Dells, the home of one of the most famous scenes in American Gods, which is some of our listeners probably know that book by Neil Gaiman, and the series, which didn't get very far, but was on Stars. Then heading further southwest at that point, heading to maybe the Minutemen missile site, the Badlands, Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, and then eventually doubling back and hitting the Field of Dreams. I mean, in terms of roses, I can't think of a more rosy scenario than that. I mean, that literally is,
it's a whole field full of roses, Nick. The whole field.
It's literally the Cantois from the Dark Tower series. It's the field of roses before you get to the Dark Tower. I mean, it's just going to be spectacular. Yeah. So that would be that's my main rose heading into 2024 for sure, far and away. And Danielle has mentioned as well, just seeing the camper sitting in the driveway for the past couple months in the cold, you start getting like a little antsy, like you just want to get back in and get going again.
Yeah, it's probably lonely out there too for the camper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely.
Nick, does your camper have a name? I kind of forget.
We never settled. We did not settle on a name. We did. Okay. We've got several ideas, but we definitely haven't picked a full name yet. Did you guys do a name?
We didn't. That really should be a goal before we take off this summer, is for each camper to have a name. I mean, definitely. If not actually kind of visually on the camper, they ought to be pretty established name.
Yeah, I think that's well. We'll add that to the list of things that absolutely have to get done prior to the trip.
Yeah,
important. All right. So, how about you, Rick? Any roses easily jumping into the 2024 year here?
Nick, that was going to be mine. Perhaps obviously that was going to be mine. Looking forward to the big trip coming this summer. That's the big one. Looking forward to headed back out to Arizona to do a presentation here. And it's only a couple weeks away. To do a presentation again, and to I think we're going to go take the kids to the ghost town that we went to last year. So good, which was so much fun. We just loved that. And we're going to do a hike through the desert, I think to the Wave Cave. We're going there and going back up to Sedona. Not sure yet if we're going to try to see do a vortex, if we're going to do the Devil's Bridge hike. We haven't decided yet, but that's a big one. That's a Rose. Looking forward to doing that. And it's just a few weeks away for us. Just as I was kind of prefacing this Rose and Thorn, I was kind of thinking about a few TV shows, pop culture kind of movies, and I'm excited about Dune 2 because that I loved the first Dune. I thought that was just spectacular. That is the right word for that movie, spectacular. So I'm looking forward to the sequel. And there was I'm not sure if this is going to be any good or not, Nick, but I don't know if you saw a preview to this. It's a TV show called Three Body Problem. Coming on Netflix. Oh, check out the preview. It's wild. I don't know if it'll be good or not, but it's wild for sure. So sci-fi fantasy. It looks crazy. So anyway, check that out. That intrigued me. I don't know if it'll be a Rose, but it was intriguing. How about Nick? You got a Thorn? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you, since you're anticipating Dune 2, which I am as well. I enjoyed the first one. Did you and the family have a chance to watch part 1 of Rebel Moon yet?
Yes, we did watch that. Yeah.
So we never double backed because I didn't want to give away too many of my thoughts before you had a chance to see it. So what did you think?
We really liked it. I really liked it. I mean, Christy was like, it's a sci-fi movie. She does it. It's not her thing. But Toby and I thought it was fantastic. We loved it. And then I went and looked online and saw Rotten Tomatoes is like scouring it, and I'm like, really? It was really good. I mean, obviously there were some similarities between other kind of sci-fi things. I got that, but it was still enjoyable all on its own. I thought it was really good, really enjoyable.
We did too. I really, really enjoyed it, and like I had mentioned before, I caught Danielle really watching it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, she kind of likes the usual when the sci-fi movie's on, she's scrolling. She actually stopped scrolling at several of the segments where you're meeting some of those characters and things. So I didn't get what all the hate was about. I really enjoyed it, and I'm actually quite looking forward to the second part of it. So
for sure. Yeah,
that's definitely one that's in there. God, Thorns for 2024. It's tough because you don't want to, like, from an attitude perspective. I hate not looking forward to things wouldn't be the right terminology, but like anticipating negatives. So I do have a couple thorns. One is I renewed my driver's license online, but I still have to go to the DMV to get the picture taken. So
okay,
that has to happen, and I don't want to do it. So that's a thorn for 2024.
Okay.
I will have to get blood work done in March for my doctor's appointment, and I'm terrified of needles. So that's a thorn.
Yeah.
Getting blood work. For sure. That's definitely up there. And I would say, man, it's tough. It's tough to, again, like, trying to pinpoint certain things. February and most of March's temperatures are a thorn in Pennsylvania. So those would be my 3 thorns.
Yeah. Well, you gave me an additional one when you talked about getting blood work done. I feel like an old person saying, it's like, hey, this year I'm going to. Yeah, I have to get blood work done, and I always get kind of reprimanded for my triglycerides because they're always high. So I'm not looking for. I don't mind the shot so much, but I don't like getting kind of reprimanded. I'm like, yeah, I know. I need to eat less bread and things that taste good. But,
yeah, well. I mean, but it's coming.
Yeah.
I guess if we have another thorn, Rick, to throw in while you're talking about the health stuff is, I guess, knowing I want to eat healthier means less tasty foods So that's kind of a thorn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. Or feeling guilty because you're eating the stuff. That's more me, as I have to put up with my guilt.
Your guilt. Yeah. Thorning the guilt. Okay. All right. Keep going.
Yeah. Okay. This year is so last year, Kaylee left for college. Of course, she went to Liberty University, and she's been there finished her first semester, and she'll head back here soon, which is a thorn in of itself, although not unanticipated. And now this fall in 2024, my second daughter, Desi, will leave the house. And then it's going to be very sad because Desi's my buddy. And Holly and Toby hang out with her all the time. And we're all just going to miss Desi for sure. Just like we do Kaylee. We're going to miss both of them being away, although we're happy and excited for both of them because they're going to, Kaylee's having a great time in love and liberty. And I'm sure Desi will as well. But it's a thorn when your kiddos that, you cherish are not right there every day to see and to talk to. So that's a thorn.
Yeah, Desi's not even my child, and that makes me sad. Yeah. Well, I mean, even though I guess technically she'll even be closer, though, physically to where we live.
Well, that's true.
So there is, I mean, there is that positive plus if you, to look at it from that standpoint.
Yeah, and hopefully maybe we'll get an opportunity to meet up again this fall like we did last year because that was a super fun. If we did Roses from last year, that would be one of ours, is meeting up.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Enjoying a camping trip. That was a blast. That was wonderful.
That was a lot of fun. When we had the girls last weekend, we were actually talking about that. Okay. We were like, with Desi going to Liberty, we had, it's yet another opportunity to do another football game trip.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
In that time frame, whether the football game's there or not. But Talia was talking about how much she actually enjoyed going to the football game. Which was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Do you think, Rick, while we're talking Roses and Thorns, do you think the Fiesta Bowl loss was affected because Liberty's team was so excited and perhaps lost some of their humility by their provisional serial ranking? Like they got a little full of themselves, possibly?
Could be, or even a little anticlimactic, because once you've hit that, once you've got a provisional, tier 1 status, what's left, right? Now you kind of, we have a game to play too, so it's a January 1st bowl game. I mean, it's kind of anticlimactic. I think that may have played into it. May not have really helped the situation. Yeah.
Maybe next year before we re-rank, we wait till after bowl season so they keep the fire burning.
That's true. We could do our evaluation when we go to visit campus in November, right? But we could save the results until after their bowl game. That way we don't get in the way of the team morale. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Good point. Yeah, that seems like our
Yeah, it's smart. And I think that there's another Rose then is looking forward to the fall visit to Liberty. I like it. After the one.
Absolutely. Nick, did you mention Noah's Ark Waterpark as part of the trip?
I did mention Waterpark capital of the world, but I didn't specifically reference Noah's Ark Waterpark, which is the largest water park in the world. So
I can't imagine. I've been to some big water parks, and this is the biggest one in the world. It's just I don't know how. I can't really comprehend what this is going to be like.
No, it's one of those where I think you have to be there to appreciate it, because I've compared the map from Water Country USA in Virginia to the map at Noah's Ark, and you don't get the scale. You know what I mean? It's hard to fully. You got to be there.
I wonder if it's biggest in the number of slides or rides, or if it's biggest in square mileage, or I wonder what that means exactly.
My understanding is both, because I had Googled it quite extensively. I think it's the most physical attractions and geographic space.
Wow.
Is my understanding.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah. The question will be how much, going back to the sugar and the guilty food eating, will I be able to comfortably remove my shirt, or will I have to wear a shirt to Noah's Ark?
I'm wearing a shirt. I just say that right now. Plus,
going on record,
we're going to be in Wisconsin, so I'm going to be eating a lot of cheese in Wisconsin, I'm sure. So
Good point.
I'm gonna have some bloat going on there. So
you do make a good point. You just reminded me of another Rose, actually, which is because of with the camper acquisition, we had to rededicate part of the garage to storage again, because there's so much stuff, to keep inside and outside or whatever. So I kind of had to give up my gym that's in the garage gym.
Oh wow!
Which was pretty extensive, as you knew.
Very.
We built our own. Yeah. So we did sell a little bit of the equipment. We sold the power rack. We disassembled the competition platform, and sold the wood to that. So in order to do my PT for my hip, we had to join a gym, and my brother and I started at LA Fitness. But the main reason was because we were playing racquetball for cardio, and I can't play racquetball for about 8 months or so, maybe even longer. Okay. So canceled that membership and joined Planet Fitness. And I got in on the holiday deal, which was like $16 a month for their Black Card promotion. Okay. So you get to use all their cool, like the massage chairs and all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, which I haven't done yet, but I've seen them. But you also get to bring a free guest every time you go. So Danielle has been is almost completed her first week of lifting in 2024.
Oh, wow!
So a Rose would be it's been fun going to the gym with Danielle, getting some workouts in, and reminding myself what it's like to have to go to an actual gym where you have to wear clothes, wipe the machines down. It's not like the garage where I can lift in my underwear. Basically, you can't. I mean, there are definitely some people in there lifting in their underwear. There's no doubt.
Right.
Which is crazy, but it's a very nice facility in Pottsville, and you can use anyone in the country. So, I guess if we come across a Planet Fitness prior to getting to Noah's Ark Waterpark, we could do some biceps to prepare ourselves for
our gun show at the water park.
For the gun show at the water park.
Okay.
Get the tickets now. Yeah, so that's another Rose, I would say.
All right. Well, very, very good. Very good.
Yeah. All right. Well, a lot to look forward to in 2024 for sure. Should we try, Rick, as we end this segment, should we try another one of the Riverside tunes to take us out?
Let's do it. Maybe we'll get a different Star Wars character.
All right. We'll see what we got here. Here we go. And we'll see everybody next time